Hey, English 101 students, Professor Norman here with another check-in for you. We're past midterm now, and we've got about the second half of the semester to go. It's a good time for us to kind of check in with a couple of things as far as, goal setting and just making sure that you get to the level of achievement that you're hoping to get to. So what I wanted to do is just kind of give you a few reminders, answer a couple of questions I've been getting through email, that kind of stuff. First things first, just want to say a big thanks to everybody that's been working so hard in the first half of the semester. Regardless of what your grade is right now, I so appreciate your hard work working through these unprecedented times, as they say. I don't really know what precedented times are anymore, but I can't wait to get back to them. But you guys are facing obstacles and things that nobody, no generation in history really has ever had to face, not quite like this. So thank you. Just know that I really appreciate you, and that I, just want to help however I can, because I know it's a lot. It's a lot for me, and I'm the, I'm the teacher, so, I know it's a lot for you guys. You got a lot of things going on. Of course, everything I'm going to say right here is also with the caveat that, no matter what your grade is right now, I'm still grading the analysis essay projects that were due Monday night. They didn't go into your midterm grade, so grades might change a little bit. Even from what they look like right now. Of course, they'll change just as we do more projects throughout the next, several weeks. So grades are always updating, and that should be a comfort to some people who are wondering, what can I do? What can I do to make things better? Just do the work, and things will get better. I promise you. Right? Anybody that's looking at that homework grade wondering, like, man, how did that average get so low? Well, when we only have like 10 or 12 homework assignments, and if you've missed like 4 or 5 of them, it looks bad. It's going to hurt the grade. But if we get to like 20 or 25 homework projects and you've only missed 4 or 5 of them, not as bad. Not perfect, but not as bad. We'll talk about that more in a second too. But some people have asked me the question, what can I do? How can I improve the grade? And of course, it is a marathon this semester. It's not a sprint. So even if the midterm grades don't look good, there's still a lot of points left to make things better. Once the analysis essays are graded, I think we'll be at about 400 points for the semester, maybe 450. So that means we have half or a little bit more than half of the semester's worth of points to go. So still plenty, ample time to raise grades and just do the very best that you can. Maybe not get to the tip top, maybe not A level if you've got an F at midterm, but at least get to that C and pass the class. That's definitely within range. Nobody's out of shot for that. Let's talk though some more kind of direct immediate strategies. So first things first, keep in mind that although we're in week 9, I still have the folders open for weeks 7 and 8. So if you've missed any assignments, even small stuff like the plagiarism review quiz that was a part of week 7, like the analysis essay reflection that was due last week, like the reading reflection response that was due as a part of week 7. Those submission links are still available, still open for you to submit. Please do so if you have not, because those are easy points that you can make up, at least somewhat, right? I'm not going to take off any late penalties, but you might not get 100% on them, but you can still get some points, and obviously some points are better than no points, which is what it is right now, if it's marked with a 0. So take me up on that. If it's any further back than that, if those folders are closed, as they are for weeks 1 through 6, that's done with, okay? So unless there's some sort of extenuating, medically based, provable thing, with documentation and all that kind of stuff, we're going to say that those are so far past. From a teacher perspective, it doesn't make any logical teacher sense for you to go back and do like the brainstorming for Essay 1 or the peer review for Essay 1. That assignment has been graded and has been totally submitted and everything like that. So that's all done. And then reading reflection response number 1. There was an opportunity given to redo reading reflection response number 1 for a better grade, and 1 or 2 people took me up on that. So that opportunity has passed as well. But there's still ample opportunity through weeks 7 and 8 of this the semester that are still open. So that's one thing. Another thing I wanted to let you know, and this goes back to the reading reflection response number thing. If you didn't do one of them, of course, go back and do number 2, if you still have the opportunity to do that. If you haven't done that yet, you still can for a couple of days. But then also, as far as RRR1 goes, if you didn't do that, or if you got a bad grade on one or more of them, there's going to be a makeup opportunity, one more, to go back and replace that. Originally, we were going to do a reading over this, over one of our essays out of the textbook, and we're going to do a reading reflection response over that in the next week or two. And originally we were going to do 4 reading reflection responses throughout the semester. We're not going to do that now. I'm streamlining things a little bit to simplify it and make us able to focus more on the essay projects. So my plan for reading reflection responses has changed a little bit, and you'll see more about that in the next week or two, as I'll probably post a special announcement about that and make some changes to the grade book and everything. But bottom line is, all you need to know is do RRR2 if you haven't, and if you've got a bad grade on either 1 or 2, there will be an opportunity to improve that. Now, if you didn't do either of them, or if you got a bad grade on both of them, you know, it's not really anything to fix that all the way, but you will be able to at least replace or, you know, make up a grade in 1. So I hope that that's a positive. You just have to be a little patient on that. One other thing to be patient on, just an FYI, this is something I probably haven't said explicitly, but it's something I always do. At the end of the semester, with a big category like homework, where there are like so many small tasks, 5 points here, 10 points there, 5 here, 5 there, you know, whatever. What I always do at the end of the semester is I go in and I kind of, you know, lop off the lowest 2 or 3 grades for a big category like that. So, like, you know, if you missed one of the first assignments, if you missed the syllabus scavenger hunt, if you missed an outline, if you missed the first worksheet over Douglas, or the discussion over Douglas for that matter, you know, something like that, what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll exempt those grades so that they don't count towards the total anymore. That's usually for, like, the bottom, like, 2 or 3. It depends on how many we've done. I always kind of take a percentage and just kind of exclude those for everybody. So that means that whatever your percentage is now, even if it were to hold exactly the same throughout the semester, which it shouldn't if you do the work the rest of the way, but even if it were, it'll go up a little bit, you know, from what it is now. It kind of looks worse than it is right now, just because we're not at the end. So that's one of those things, again, you just kind of need to be patient about, and it'll you know, keep working, and it'll improve a little bit. This week, just wanted to give a quick preview for this week. Of course, we're working on Essay 3. Getting into that, and it's a research-based essay. I'm going to give you a little preview. You can probably figure this out based on the way that I've written the assignment directions and a little comment or two that I've made in the video overview. But the topic that you choose for Essay 3 is more than likely also going to be the topic for Essay 4. That's how these 2 projects, these last 2 essays, are designed. To be on the same topic, but just kind of do different things with the topic. So think hard about the brainstorming and you know, the exploratory research that I recommend. You know, really try and find a topic that you're really interested in, because that'll sustain you through the next, you know, 6-ish weeks. This assignment and the next assignment we're going to wrap up by about Thanksgiving. So I think that's like not quite 6 weeks away at this point. So kind of keep that in mind. You don't want to just kind of figure out, it's like, well, you know, I'm going to do legalization of marijuana. That, first of all, that's not really a problem, so that's not really something that I would do. But make sure that you kind of think about something that you would really be interested in learning more about, because I think that that's going to be a lot more fruitful for you, more enjoyable for you. Research projects are rarely enjoyable, but you can make it a lot more enjoyable by picking a topic that you care about, that you're passionate about, that you think, oh, this would be a good thing if we could figure out a way to make it better. That's our goal with these next 2 essays, to understand the problem a lot more, and then eventually with Essay 4 to solve it. So we're going to get into that over the next couple of weeks, and the other thing we're going to do is just practice a lot more with the research. So if you're kind of like, I've never had to really do much research before, or I'm not good at research. We've been doing a little bit of research throughout the semester. By the way that we analyze text, that's a form of research, and the way that we, you know, cite and integrate those quotations and paraphrases and summaries, that's all research-based skills. So we're going to do more of that, but then next week we'll really talk a little more about evaluating sources and making sure that they're appropriate for our purposes, for our project. So stay tuned for some more of that. I'll be glad to help you as we go along through that. As this the second half of the semester goes, I just hope that, you know, even if you're not happy with the grade that you got, that you kind of take it for what it is. It's not a permanent mark. on your GPA or anything like that. It doesn't actually count towards your GPA, not like the final grade does. It's useful for advising purposes. It's useful for just kind of knowing where you're at and knowing, okay, I got to get serious now. And if that's the attitude that you take, hey, I'm right there with you. We're gonna work on this, and we can make this happen. So let's be very forward looking with the second half of the semester. Not so much worrying about like, oh man, I can't believe I got this bad grade here, or I can't believe that I can't go back and make this. But instead, just focus on what's available to do and do really well in the second half of the semester, because that'll be a lot more purposeful and beneficial for everybody involved, but especially for you. So, as always, reach out, mnorman@binu.edu. Come by during the office hours. 2 o'clock on Thursday, 9 a.m. on Friday, and maybe some other times as well. You just got to let me know, and I'll try and fit you in. Got advising and stuff like that going on. It's a busy time for everybody involved, but I want to help you however I can, so just let me know. So, take care. Good luck finishing up week 9, and I'll talk to you guys in week 10.